Go see mom. That's okay. Be all right. All right. Hello. Okay, we got some people. I'm going to wait for some people to come in and then we'll get started. Go ahead and share this on socials real quick. See if the live's actually working on my end. There we go. All right. How's it going, guys? Give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. How's it going? Trying to see if the notification is working. There we go. Hey, how's it going? Do me a favor. In a second, I'm going to Ghost. My dog's in here. Hold on. And do me a favor, guys. I'm going to put you guys on social media on Instagram story. And when I ask you to, say hello in the chat. That's like a tradition for this. Okay. So 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to see if it goes. 1, 2, 3. Waiting for the homies. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, we are live, BB, on chat. Link right here. Okay. Okay, we're good. Come here, Ghost. Come here. Come here. There we go. You better now? Okay. Yes, flights really did get canceled. That was an understatement, dude. I know, he's got the stash. Him's a happy boy. Well, at least as if he's up here. Yeah, so essentially, yes, C4 was great to be there, man. It was really, really cool. I don't have a replacement for my white Mustang quite yet. I'm just biding my time, catching up on content and all that kind of stuff. He cannot decide how to sit. Here, hold on. he wants to be on stream, right, buddy? No, I probably wouldn't get the dark horse. I would probably do I'd probably do a Mustang S650 instead if I were to do a new Mustang, because there's just more options in the aftermarket right now. So it's just one of those things where it just adds more capability to all that kind of stuff. And it's just one of those things. I'm just taking my time. And financially, you just have to be smart with project cars, right? Because it can get way out of hand really quickly if you're not smart. And you just got to be really patient. That's it. Yeah, the Mach 1's cool, but it's kind of like already been talked about. It's already kind of been through its life cycle and everything. So I'm trying to figure out how to kind of time everything eventually in the future. I would do more of my drift car content, but the steering is still broken. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. While also traveling, and I'm sure, as a lot of you guys know, basically the entire airport of Atlanta bricked itself the other day. So I was there somewhere north of 30 hours the other day trying to fly to Denver, where I I filmed a whole bunch of stuff in Denver and then went from there. So it was quite the reality check. It was pretty rough. Dude, can you just decide what you want? Just decide what you want, man. There you go. Yeah, it was quite the journey. It was one of those things where you just had to be patient because the website was down, the app was down, the the line for, or sorry, the phone for the customer service was like 6 hours long. So you had to basically be there in person to try to all right, buddy, come on, make up your mind. Um, and you basically had to be there in person in order to get a new flight. It was just one of those things. I'm still in the Atlanta area. Let's see. PT Cruiser is a good choice. I don't know about that. All right, buddy, come on, go, go. PT Lit- I'm I'm doing, Mr. Sam. I'm doing. I'm just tomorrow I fly again, and then I fly again. So I fly to somewhere I can't disclose right now, but you'll know very soon, and you can probably put two and two together of where I'm going if you look up what's in automotive news. And then the next day, I go to Pittsburgh for the 60th anniversary of the GT40. So I'm going to be driving a big block GT40 for you guys. So I'm incredibly excited about that. So that's going to be really, really cool. So I'm going to film kind of the celebration of it, and I'm going to film the driving of it and all that kind of stuff. So that's like a goal, a life goal for me. How do you have the ability to travel this much? Lots of patience and time, and just using it as a reinvestment to create content, right? Um, because a lot of my content, with car reviews and stuff like that, you do need to go places sometimes to get that really weird car, especially if it's cross country. So you're not going to make people come from California or wherever unless they're really up to it. I think the record right now is Toronto, and that was with the dual engine MX3. He came all the way from Ontario, so that was probably the record road trip. Um, but yeah, I would say if you guys are interested, I can give you guys the list of cars we have coming up the rest of this year for car reviews that I have already filmed. So let me know if you're curious, and I'll go down the list of what I just filmed for that 36-hour stint I just did to get there. But yeah, everybody there was really, really cool. All right, let's see here. I gotta pull up the files just because it's a long, long, long list. All right, so you know what? Yeah, a surprise is cool, but you'll probably forget about the list. That's how I feel about it. I feel like you'll probably forget about the list after I say all of these because there's that many. There's that many. It's I've been filming, dude. Filming like crazy. I think you would. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I have, yeah, 25 that I need to edit right now. And I'm about to go film a whole bunch more. Uh, so yeah, it's going to be intense. I did get the AC is working in here now. It takes a while. I actually was mostly at home working from home today because I was so tired, but I like doing the stream in here. Um, so there's that. What's 14? Just number 14? Okay. Let's see here. One. I've counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is a turbo BRZ, new generation, with a wide body on it, and it's a molded wide body, so it looks very, very nice. So pretty cool. Yeah, for live streaming, I'll definitely probably upgrade my mic and stuff down the road. But for now, this is kind of a sporadic thing I do, so I just haven't truly invested into a microphone yet. But I definitely should. I definitely should. See, when it comes to the whole GR86 BRZ baffle thing, it does kind of seem like a luck of the draw. I personally have not had the problem, and I have a ton of seat time in those cars. And I've even drifted one for like 9 hours straight at red line in first gear, and it never had a problem. So actually, no, I did that 2 years in a row, and I drifted the new Terreno too, and it didn't break either. So I'm kind of in the boat of like hasn't happened to me, but I'm sure it has happened. If that makes sense. Oh, oh, thanks Mendoza for the super chat. First super chat of the night. Everyone give a round of applause for Mendoza. By the way, side note, the super chats kind of fund my air travel trips. They help me out, so I always prioritize those first. So I appreciate you guys. So Mendoza Coyote, what are the main differences in driving experience between a 2020 plus GT500 and your typical boosted auto S550? That is a fantastic question. So basically, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this one because it's my bread and butter. So the Coyote, a 5 liter Coyote, let's say a 10 speed specifically. The 6R80 feels like a little bit older of a transmission, but it's really strong because of how simple it is. But it's still very, very fast, right? Don't even undermine that when it has a supercharger on it. But you still get kind of that buckiness, right? When you're downshifting and stuff like that, you're going to get that little bit of a buck every time you get on it. Um, and that's fine. It's just different because it's more of an old school technology, including the 10 speed. But the GT500, the very first thing that you notice is what Sean said is the transmission. When you're getting into it, it is phenomenal. But at the same time, the GT500 is one of the best handling American cars I've ever driven. And you can't really say that about the GT unless you have a ton of work to it, right? With the GT500, you have the aero that has a bunch of downforce. You have the carbon fiber wheels if you get lucky to drive one. You have the bigger tires. You have a whole bunch of stuff that makes the Mustang feel like a supercar rather than just a Mustang. And there's nothing wrong with just a Mustang, right? But it's $100,000 difference, so it better feel different, or it's like you know what I mean, $50,000 to $80,000 difference. But yeah, the DCT is by far the biggest difference, but also the handling dynamics and the turn in. Hold on, I'm just letting it load. Give me 1 second. Are you gonna watch Dead? Yeah, I'm gonna watch Deadpool when I get the chance. Probably when I come back home from this next trip. Don't spoil it for me. Let's see here. Oh, Slade. Thank you, man. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was actually a very scary day. It was like my first time driving a car with an open differential with turbo. And it made me realize how much I hate that. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Hunter. Yes. And guess what? I am flying back again tomorrow for 2 more flights. So, um, to give you guys reference, the flights were so gnarly that I ended up having to get basically two for tomorrow. So like one as my priority one, and then one as a backup because it's that bad using two different carriers. Because that's how much it's affected everything at the airport, and especially when you really, really, really need to get somewhere. Sorry, I'm just letting this load real quick. If I'm ever quiet, guys, I'm just going to let it load. Best flight experience. That's a good question. Probably when somebody at the desk recognized me. This is like 2015. Somebody recognized me and they put me in first class without telling me. Um, so I always fly economy. Like I just don't care that much. Plus, I'm not that tall of a guy, so it doesn't affect me too much. Um, But yeah, they came up to me on the flight and said, "Hey, you got to go up front." I'm like, "What did I do?" And it was like that they just put me in the nice. That's like the most memorable, like really cool moment, I would say. Whew. Are you making any reviews around September? Yes, a lot. Oh, I'm going to Oklahoma City, my first time. Never filmed there, so I'm gonna do that. And then there's something else I'm doing. I'm doing two more things in September. I'm trying to think, but yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in a good way. It's good to be busy, right? That's how I see it. But you got to pace yourself. Sean, that's a great comparison. Um, they both feel phenomenal, right? The Camaro ZL1 1LE is an amazing car. Um, maybe just because of the it might be a placebo effect. I think the Mustang is better, but not by as much as you'd think. Um, I would compare the GT500 to the C7 ZR1. Like that's how good it is. It's pretty crazy, pretty wild. You saw me run by you at EDC. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, freaking dirt track racing. I would love to do dirt track racing. That sounds fun. Why do you think your Magnum swap is so difficult? Because I was not provided the things I needed. That is why. Everything else, if I was given an engine that had everything, like alternator, starter, accessories, all that, we would have been done with that car in maybe a week. Maybe. But it took 24 days because of shipping issues, miscommunication. It just was rough. It was rough. Still rough, actually. Any single seaters. I'm not owning one, but I did do a video driving a old Renault Formula car on Road Atlanta, and that has not come out yet. But I did do that. So the crate Hellcat engine's not dropping. Well, it was supposed to be, but they gave me a short block instead of the long block when they said in the contract it was going to be the long block. So that's why I did it. Oh wow! Thanks, Hungry. That's awesome. Oh, top that's a niche question, but I'll do it for you. The top EDC sets that I liked. Oh, that's tough. I mean, there's a lot of really fun ones this year. Like Dom Dollar was really fun. Subtronics was really fun. I actually spent a lot of time at Neon Garden this year, which is like the house and techno uh, stage because they upgraded Neon Garden to look so freaking cool. So I saw a guy named Shlomo and I saw a guy named Trim, and I hate models the year before, and that was really cool. Speaking of, greetings from Finland. That's freaking cool. That's really cool. Sorry, my story didn't freaking work. There we go. Jay Witt, you mean tomorrow? I go again tomorrow. Any plans to visit Ontario? You know what's funny? That's like one of the few regions I haven't been to in Canada. I've spent a lot of time in Quebec. I've spent quite a bit of time in British Columbia and Alberta as well. But yeah, Sean, I would take the Z06. Just more unique of an experience. Have you gone to Japan? No, but I might, and I think Ultra Magnus would think this is cool. I might go to New Zealand soon, um, but that's all in the air. I'm not confirming or denying. It might happen. It might not happen. Just depending on flight costs and everything. Like that's what kills you about those trips is how far away it is. Oh, the Heist Civic. I almost did that like 5 years ago. I almost did one of those cars. I was very tempted. Yeah, Peter's a great guy from Ontario. I love Slap Train. Yeah, Japan stuff would be really cool. Yeah, I know, Ultra. I know you're a hop and a skip away, so I'd have to try to figure out that logistics because I would know we talked about it forever. So the only thing about it is like I know it's very strict over there when it comes to like reviewing cars and stuff, so I'd have to be careful. No, no, I would never do that. Is there really a new Celica? I think that's a rumor, to be honest, but I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong if that was a new rumor or true rumor. Thank you. Don't drift into the hobbit hole. It's amazing. Sam the Mule, those are two bucket list items as a car person you should absolutely do. They don't take that long either. That's the really cool thing about it. Is like you could do it theoretically in like 3 or 4 days. Because I think there's a common misconception that the Autobahn is one road. It's all the roads in Germany. It's just they have different settings. So you'll see a digital screen and it'll adjust for either an unlimited speed limit or a fixed speed limit. It's ingenious. It's an amazing road system there. I have not sold the Integra yet, even though I was thinking about it. But email me if you want to put an offer up. I guess I've actually never been to Car Week. A lot of people say I should go to Car Week, but I don't know. I know it's mostly like bougie rich cars, but you know. Ooh, ultra. My best advice is temporarily find a friend that's talented or have a friend that's talented and just trust your friend for a while to help you out and make a thing out of it. But other than that, yeah, it's tough. Everybody has had that same experience, including me. I mean, three times now, so it's tough. Hey, Ghost Media, round of applause for super chat number two of the night, and thank you because you're making my life a lot easier for traveling. What is the next daily? Like I said earlier, like in a perfect world, probably a Mustang S650 and Grabber Blue, and I would do like an RTR build on it, and I would call it Smurf 2.0, right? It'd be like the 10 year, or it'd be 12 years now, but you know what I mean? Almost a 12-year anniversary kind of thing. That's probably what I would do if I had the means to do it at the time. So that would be really cool. Alan, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. You're gonna get any seat time in the Mustang GTD. I hope that is like my dream car review within the next year. Like I would love to do that. Even if they were like you can only drive it on track, I'd be all about it, right? Cuz fun fact, this is actually connected to his question is that I actually got to see how they were built, but I wasn't allowed to film it. So I went into Multimatic and I got to see how they build the GTT and also the GT3 race car. And the GTD is just awesome. It's so awesome. And but Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, was the guy who requested that the GTD have a DRS wing, so it opens. So it opens and goes even faster than the GT3 race car. So very cool stuff. Um, let me see here. Let's see here. Big Mike, G86 over the 2 Genesis. Steven, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate you. 24 Civic SI for your review out of Florida. Email sent. All right, I will definitely check my email after this because I might be going to Florida maybe at the end of the year or beginning of next year. I'd like to do some more filming down there, but yeah, just I'll definitely put that in my folder. We'll talk. We'll get it going. So thank you, Steven. I really appreciate that. Letting it load. Give it 1 second. Brandon, 0. Dan the man, I don't know because like I've been asked to write one, and I just felt like it was like too much weight on my shoulders, and I was too scared because I'm just like I feel like it would either be one too cheesy or two I would like let everybody down on that one. So, but I would definitely be open to it. I would definitely be open to doing it to make sure that it was factually correct and everything. I actually met the creators of that movie Born to Race recently. So that was really, really cool to kind of talk to them and get to know them a bit. Really cool dudes. Sorry, guys, letting it load. In the meantime, water. There's only one gripe I have with Born to Race, and that is the screenwriting is almost identical to Tokyo Drift. If you think about it this way, it's essentially Tokyo Drift but American. Divorced parents, gets in trouble, street racing, has to move in with divorced dad, has a bully like DK or the other guy, and then they have to prove themselves to beat the guy at the end of the movie. It's basically the same thing. I did not see the second Born to Race though. Sorry, chat's loading. Apologize, guys. Oh, in the meantime, while while I'm letting this chat load real quick, you guys will like this. Give me 1 second. I promise it's worth it. You're gonna be like, "Holy crap! No way!" Letting it load. Actually, this was also my first trip I filmed with my brand new camera. So they probably won't come out back to back from this trip, but you will maybe notice a little bit of a difference in some of my videos. Some of them are on the old camera, some of them are on the new camera. So you'll see a little bit of a difference, I think. Give me 1 sec. I promise it's worth it. Oh my god, that was fast. Okay, here. Just to show you guys. Look, I did this yesterday morning. Or no, two mornings ago. That's exactly what you think it is. It was a 50-foot jump. Pretty cool. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was my first time jumping a car that high and far. So it was really neat. And I'll show you what it actually looks like. It's just easier for me to do it this way. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I know it's kind of out of focus. I'm sorry, guys, but you kind of get the picture. Pretty cool. How did you do that? Going really fast. Really, really fast. Um, yeah, NGR, no, because the R6 is enough for me. The Mark II is enough for me. I was really always wanting the R5, but I just was like, that's overkill. And for being a novice with the R6, like I never used it before this trip, the footage is really great for being like a first timer. I'm very, very impressed. Actually, no, the suspension was perfect. It was King's, like Baja. The Miata was Baja legal, which is pretty amazing. No, Ryan, I refuse. Yeah, that's going to be a fun video. Really cool, guys. Let me do that. Ghost Media, thank you for the super chat. In your opinion, what is the best first supercar? I'm going to say Gallardo. That's what I would say. Like a Lamborghini Gallardo or like a Ferrari 360 or a 430. The 360s are becoming huge, like YouTube builds now, right? Like Divine has one, Mike from Divine Media has one, Vin from X Hoonigan has one. I mean, you still get the vibe of a supercar. It still looks like a supercar. Yeah, it's pretty cool. R8 is phenomenal though. That's an R8. That's an R8. That's a great car. Excuse me. I don't have a sim, but I actually drive on sim probably once a month or so at a local place here. The Boxster is one of the best rides for the money for sure. When it comes to handling and everything, it's great. I think you guys will really like this one. I'm going to show you real fast. Just a quick reminder, when the super chats come in, I do prioritize those and I spend about probably another 5 more minutes on the question. Just FYI, as I let this load. I'm sorry, guys. Plus, I got to save my voice for tomorrow. I have a really big shoot tomorrow, and you guys are really going to like it. I'm flying down for an evening. I'm literally flying in to do this video just for you, doing the video immediately, and then flying out to go to my next destination. So this, one second. See if I can find a shot that's good for you guys to see. No, I don't like that one either. There it is. All right. Only true enthusiasts will know why this is special. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. It's a Audi wagon with the turbo 5-cylinder. Big single on it. All-wheel drive. Badass wagon. Manual transmission. Really, really cool. That one's really neat. It was really fun to drive too. Yeah, so when it comes to I did do the Stagia, but it didn't do that well. I think it was the RB20 version, but I would like to find, like, there is one in Seattle that has an RB26 and the R34 front end and like all that kind of stuff. So I might do that if I go back up to the Pacific Northwest. So that might be something later. You gonna do a 1 million sub special? What you mean? That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Now, that's right. The smallest town you've ever done a review in. It was a town in Tennessee. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. It's like King something. Trying to think of it. Yeah, I go to car shows occasionally, but when it comes to content wise, they don't do as well. So I kind of prioritize the filming trips for the reviews and stuff like that instead. It might have been Kingsport. It might have been. I think it was Kingsport. I think it was. It was near Bristol, Tennessee. It was near Bristol as well. Oh, that guy Ghost. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. How do you excuse me. How do you motivate yourself to travel so much? So many places I want to go, but I always get that nausea feeling and back out, but then regret it. A lot of it has to do with just doing it a lot. And the more you do it, the less of a big deal it feels. So you end up basically enjoying it more because it's like an adventure, right? So going to the hardest part about air travel is the waiting, right? It's going to the airport, going to get your ticket or check in on your phone. Then you go through TSA. Then you take your laptop out. Then you take your shoes off. Then you go in. Then you go sit down. Then you wait for your flight. Then you board. Once you're actually on the flight, for me, not really a big deal. Takeoff and landing, nobody's a fan of. But then after that's over, then you go get the rental car. But to me, there's something about how special it is when you land somewhere. You go to the rental car, you get your Uber where you need to go. That's where I get really excited. I'm like, I've made it. I'm about to be very productive, but I'm also about to do something new in my life and add a check to my life experience list. that's why I really enjoy it. I really enjoy like the sense of adventure, but also the problem solving where you're going to run into issues when you travel. Like this week was an exception, right? Dealing with the blue screen of death, dealing with Delta, dealing with the issues, dealing with CrowdStrike, dealing with customer service. That's not normal. Like that was the worst outage ever in airline history. But when it comes to everything else, um, I love it. Right. I love the ability to change things around and problem solve and figure out how to do it. And that's why on these trips, I just squeeze as much as I can in. So if I have any free time, I'll look up what are fun things to do in this town, or what is something. Can I go on a hike? Can I go see some museum? Right. So the more and more you travel, the more open you get to it and the less scary it is. Long answer. Sorry. Jung's Lab. Oh my God. Thank you for that big super chat. I really appreciate it. Hi, David. I've supported you since 2014. I was wondering if you see any space for a psychology podcast in modern YouTube. I've been administrating a certain psychoanalyst, that aids in understanding each other. Thank you. Jung's Lab, that's a phenomenal question. Especially in today's world, I personally think so. I don't really think the topic is the issue. I think it's the execution of how you do it. So basically, you need to be able to present yourself in a really good way. You got to be able to talk on camera in a very effective way and just practice doing that, right? Just like everybody does. And at the same time, have it easy to hear, have good audio and easy to understand, and have it lit well if you have it on video. And what I would do if I was you, and I'm not an expert, right? I would basically do the low hanging fruit first. So basically, basic things like a podcast about how to get your brain to its ultimate level, kind of like Andrew Huberman, is that his name? He does great videos about like productivity and everything, how to get your brain turned up, right? And how to get it effective and efficient. Um, so you could do a podcast breaking down what happens to the brain in social issues or social situations, or how to combat those, or you could just basically go down the list of those common symptoms of what you study, and then basically go one after another, right? And just see how it goes. And just like with everything on YouTube, thumbnail and title is everything. So something catchy, everything, that is the way to do it. Along with that, I would find that interesting, right? I find that very interesting. Very much how people find like true crime interesting, because if you're more of a normal person who's stable, you don't quite understand the psychopath or the sociopath. So that's why you're curious, right? So you could even do that. You could even do psychoanalysts on bad guys, right? And talk about that. There's so much in that subject matter you could do. I think it's great. I mean, there's 7 billion people. So, a lot, there's a lot to talk about. So I hope that helps. Nick Davies, thank you so much for the super chat. Have you ever been to Ace Cafe in Orlando? Yes. The 2018, or I think it was 2018, Project Car Challenge. It was me, Adam LZ, Tommy Ifya. Who else was there? Uh, there was a bunch of YouTube. Oh, Cletus. We are all there. We went to Ocala for the half mile. Boosted Boys was there too. Sorry. Went to Ocala, Florida for the half mile. Then we went to Daytona, raced around Daytona in the Roval course. Then went to Sebring, raced at Sebring, and then drove to Orlando, and we finished at Ace Cafe's car meet. So that was the last time I was there. But yeah, it was pretty neat. Pretty cool spot. Great car meet spot. Tuxedo Runner, man. Long time, dude. Great to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hope you're all doing good. Currently doing some local storm chasing. North Georgia is getting rowdy. Hopefully soon you can review my storm truck. I am all about that, because I find really intense weather fascinating. There's a YouTuber. I need to remember what his name is. I'm going to recommend you guys this YouTuber who does videos about tornadoes and stuff. Top tornado iceberg. I think that's what he did. So, yeah, Swiggle Studios. This is how you spell it. Great content on that. But yeah, real life Twister. Hold on. Oh yeah, I remember the established titles fiasco. That was crazy. Yeah, it's just that's like content to like fall asleep to. You know what I mean? Like today we're going to talk about this tornado that impacted this town. You know, like it's one of those. By the way, I saw Twisters. Side note, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not saying it's going to like rock everybody's world, but I had a really good time watching it. I was just really scared that it was going to be like a complete knockoff, and it felt fresh enough. I had a good time. I had a good time watching it. Just made YouTubers seem absolutely like YouTubers, like most YouTubers. I was like, oh my god, I can relate to this so much. Sorry guys, I'm just letting it load back up. All-wheel drive 3800. That's crazy. Just letting this load. Blah blah blah. What's scarier? No assist on hypercar, sketchiest reviewed car. Sketchiest reviewed car for sure, for sure. Ultra Madness, my man, coming in with the Aussie dollar. Thank you so much with the super chat, man. It means a lot. With all your traveling, have you stayed in any creepy places, houses, experiences that you've had, creepy hotels and the like? That's a great question. Um, Top of mind, there's one that sticks out. It's not that it was like actually there's two. There's one hotel in West Virginia I stayed in Parkersburg, West Virginia. That one was a little creepy. It just had a weird vibe to it. Um, I stayed in the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia as well, which, if you don't know, has a secret underground nuclear bomb shelter for the entire United States government. It was built for the Cold War because the Appalachian Mountains was great cover for strikes. So basically, for decades, nobody knew that under this hotel was a complete Senate room, Congress room, and enough food for like 3 years. So there was that. I've also stayed in this place in Italy that I can't even remember what town we were in, but it was just this very creepy vibe. Walking around big long hallways, not a lot of lighting, and just you could hear the echoes of your own voice, all the way down the hall. So really interesting stuff. Great question though. Tuxedo Runner, once again, thank you. Storm Runner Media is a good group of people. Also, Ryan, how y'all? Sorry, on YouTube is where I get my info from. I've been in some intense stuff. Well, please be careful. I know it's probably a passion of yours, but please be careful. I've always wondered what that is like, though, and like the big armored cars. That stuff's crazy. Excuse me. Would you ever do ghost hunting? Believe it or not, Chad Lindbergh from Fast and Furious, who played Jesse, on the side he gives ghost tours. Real story, true fact. Look it up. Crazy. Bar to the bone. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. EG versus EK chassis and why? Ooh, to me, this is more of a matter of opinion. The EK has a little bit nicer interior, and I mean by like that much. I've always liked the look of the EG more, like just by that much, because it has that 90s like the headlights are kind of skinny and everything. I think the best way I could describe it is I loved the front look of the Mitsubishi Eclipse, the 2G. It had those long headlights, and that's the EG for me, right? I really love those long front headlights with a big front mount up front. But yeah, the EKs, man, they drive phenomenally. I've driven a lot of really great EKs as well, but I don't really feel too much of a difference when it comes to the chassis itself. But maybe it's placebo effect, right? Um, but yeah, I prefer the EG for its craziness. Um, but yeah, the EK is just a little bit nicer of a car, right? It's just like that much inside. There's something about ghosts that comes in. Tuxedo Runner, ThatDudeinBlue at gmail.com. Easy peasy. Or it's in the about section of my YouTube channel in case you forget. Favorite Subaru? Probably the Hawkeye. Or the RS, the two-door. Hotels or Airbnb. I typically go with hotels. But Airbnbs can be a great deal sometimes. But I usually just have the safe choice of like I know what I'm gonna get. Usually. I probably am going to come to. Speaking of, I need to know when the dates for that are for Ice Cream Cruise, so I can book that. I need to figure that out. Smurf is running, but it has a check engine light, and I can't figure it out. So that's the status. Andrew from Mustang Lifestyle might help me out with it. So that's going to be kind of like the next thing for that car. I would love to drift Langley. Yeah, that'd bring me back. It'd bring me back. One second. Smurf's throwing some weird voltage code, fuel level sensor high or whatever it is. I can't remember. I have a picture of it somewhere. Um, but yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Think you guys will like this. I'm pulling this. Somebody mentioned Subaru, so I'm going to pull up a very nice Subaru. Unfiltered fun car experience. Not just joy, but also terror. The Hayabusa Smart Car Milk Jug. That one is always going to stick with me forever because it's the most unhinged experience. Like 400 horsepower to smart car is the most unnatural feeling thing you'll ever do. Yeah, today, but so you guys will like this. This is with my new camera, by the way, and hopefully you'll be able to tell a difference. But if it'll come on, yeah, I'm getting in focus. Maybe. Anyway, it's an RS with a blob eye swap in it, and it made 450. It's awesome. Yeah, no, it would definitely not pass California emissions or anything. 22B kit. That's right. It is a true 22B kit because it you might notice it has the rally light little inserts right there. See that? Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Favorite car review that you wish was yours? Oh man, there's so many. Dylan's chilling. Thank you so much with the Canadian swag. Should I do the tea bucket and enjoy my Hemi on the street, or wait till later and do my FCRX7 Mad Max Safari project? It may land me on a watch list the way I want to build it. Okay, that's an awesome thing. I think to me this question is more so essentially which one's farther along. I would finish the one that's farther along first, and then you can just go all in on one. My issue has always been, or a lot of my friends' issues has always been, is just juggling too many projects at once instead of like this to this to this done, then move on to the next one. So I would say, yeah, I mean, the T bucket is also a lot more dangerous. So I personally, out of those two, would do the FCRX7, but that's just my opinion. My blue hatch made 500 wheel, but the diff doesn't lock, so it's impossible to drive. I don't know why it won't lock. The underdog, thank you so much for the super chat. A car that could have had huge tuner potential but didn't. Mine's the Kia Stinger. That is a great one. Believe it or not, you might have seen it in 2020. I drove a Kia Stinger that had a GP4 mod on it, and it made like 440 wheel horsepower on E85, and it was quick. It felt really good. The suspension felt good. The rest of the car was bone stock. It had wheels and tires on it. That one was very poetic because it was the same guy almost a decade before that let me review the Genesis Coupe when that came out. So he was very much like a South Korean, like, this is the cars I'm doing. But yeah, the Kia Stinger is definitely one of them. Genesis G70, that too. It's a lot like the Kia Stinger. I think the engine's basically the same. Um, I wish the Tiburon was better. I always loved the look of the Tiburon, but I just wish it was a better car. Um, the Cobalt SS, I feel like didn't get enough love. The Saturn Ion Redline, the Saturn Ion Redline was really fun to drive. I was really surprised. Um, but yeah, ZZP has kind of taken that market and cornered that. Um, man, what else? There's a lot that people overlooked for sure. Oh, also you might have seen it. I drove a Pontiac Vibe that had the 2ZZ motor in it, and he turboed it, and it was really fun, which is the same car as the Toyota Matrix. So I would love to see more of those boosted too. That was really fun. We going for 5 hours a day. I don't know. Depends on the super chats, right? Then I have to stick around. All right, I'm seeing seventh gen Celica should have been that would have been really cool. That would have been a really cool swap for sure. Or not swap, but build. But I will say that that car was actually very surprising to me. I was surprised how fun it was to watch them flood in now. Yeah. Well, hey, whoa. Um, Hey man, Ultra, that helps me out, man. I'm gonna be fully transparent. It helps me. And maybe it'll get me to New Zealand. So that's gonna be the big one. That I'm gonna have to save up quite a while for that one. But then I can maybe hop over to your side of town too. That'd be cool. Because I'm already down there. That'd be the time to do it. That was my dog. My dog is howling. That's what it was. Oh yeah, if you guys didn't know my dog was here, you'd probably think that was weird. It was a ghost, literally. Oh, he's chilling. He gets really anxious when he can't get up here, and then he just doesn't want to doesn't want to do anything. Everyone's like, please. Oh yeah, there he is, and there's Alejandra. Say hi to Alejandra. She's really tired, so she's just chilling in the other room. But this is Ghost. Ghost is the most. And now they're gone. K pasta, they say. Oh man, here we go. Oh hey, thank you so much, Gohan. Good to see you again. Hey David, hope you had a smooth Wednesday so far. Do you have a favorite concept car that never hit production? Mine would have been the Chrysler ME412. Let me look that up for you so I can give you an opinion. But off the top of my head, FT1. I know the Supra is the FT1, but the FT1 unchanged. That's what I would have liked. Um, you said Chrysler. See what it was called here. ME412. That's quite the name. Let's see here. Oh wow, that is that's really neat. That's a really neat car. It actually suits the logo too. Chrysler's logo doesn't look good on like anything. So for people who don't know what he's talking about, this is what it looks like. If it, come on, man, I don't know why my cam's doing that today. Pretty neat. Don't you love that? Like the thing about concept cars is like it's so good for the designers to practice things with, but then they just never happen and it gets your hopes up, right? That's what I do like about a lot of modern car companies lately, where they do a concept, it's so well received that they're like, crap, we have to do this. Yeah, go on. That yeah, let me know what that was powered by and stuff. That's pretty cool. FT1 off the top of my head. There's a few other ones I remember. Oh, the Ford GT90. I always wanted to see one of those in person because that was originally supposed to have the Yamaha engine that was in the Taurus SHO, I believe. Um, this is the GT90 for reference. Oh man, this thing, I would rock the heck out of this thing. It's kind of lovably ugly. Here you go. Look at that thing. I know it's out of focus, but you know what I mean. Oh, maybe if I go like this. Maybe if I do this. No? Okay. My phone's having a heart attack. Cool. Maybe yeah, there we go. I just reduced the brightness of it. Pretty cool. Is it on Need for Speed? I didn't know that. That's awesome. The GTA car. 90s hotness. Yeah, that's right. How come we never hear anything about the SZ2 to talk? Dude, I don't know. That company's a mystery to me. They like only talk like once every 10 years. Yeah. But at least we did get the Taurus SHO. I am glad about that. Tuxedo, I'll double check that. Let me see. Yep, got it. I'll talk to you later about that in the email, but thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. It was your fault. Nah. Um, what's it called? I was gonna say something. I just lost my train of thought. I'm gonna let the chat come back. Give me a second. Get me back on track. Also, side note, we only got 87 likes on this sucker. Can we hit the like button for me? That'd be awesome. And I hate to be that YouTuber asking for that, but it'll absolutely help. So yeah, hit that thing. Side note, that is like life or death for a YouTube video for algorithm. It's pretty crazy if people hit that. It's crazy how much it helps. It's wild. Just for future reference. Um, let's see here. I'll get my official logos. Yes, sir. Gordita Crunch slaps, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. You guys are gonna like this one too. I'm about to pull up. Oh, thank you guys. A bunch of you did it. Thank you. I appreciate that. By hitting the like, I just saw the stats go up. Thank you. Let's see. Are you doing any more Mustang Cobra videos? I mean, if there's another one that has another like very different setup, then maybe. I always never say no to a Terminator. You know what I mean? Like even I've done it a million times, but those things are just so fun. Let's see. I want to see your guys' reaction to this thing. I showed this last stream, but still. Um, so this is a F23 eBay Turbo Honda Accord from 1993. So I did that, and that's going to be a good one. That one's going to be a good one. Yeah, Jack, that's yeah, when it comes to drag racing content, here's the thing. I would love to do that, but anything to do with like track racing on my channel has always really bombed, and that's not that I don't want to do it. It's just the time, effort, and the money, right? Doing the track stuff is the most expensive. So you just have to be very careful with that when it comes to making video content as a one-man band. So that's why. But yeah, Sean, the Terminator stuff, I love the Terminators, but I don't know. I don't know. Plus, Straight Pipes just bought one. They'd be like, "Oh, you copy of so." Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. Yeah, if anybody, I just need to freaking figure out my diff on that thing, and then I'll drive it a lot more for sure. But that's funny. You'll know which one I'm chuckling at. Um, I will say though, a part of me sometimes thinks about just kind of selling a few of my cars and just kind of having a reset, right? Of doing like a 650 or something else that's more reliable, and I don't have to do as much maintenance. So there is that. Hi, buddy. Can I help you? Okay, bye. My dog. Grand Marquis? Oh yeah, can't go wrong with those, bro. Those things are cruisers. Let's see. What's going on, bro? Let's see. How does driving school content do for you? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm talking like 10,000 views for a million subscribed YouTube channel. Not a good look. Not a good look at all when it comes to like publicity. So you got to be really careful with that. Trash, no. It was a stage of my life when it comes to that car, but no, the Coyote was worth it. I'm letting these load back in. I'm sorry, guys. Ideal views 100,000. I would say 100,000 is a success. 80 is just fine for me, but 100,000 is that was worth doing. Oh man, let's see. I kind of want to see. Okay, so somebody just joined the stream. They said, "What did I miss?" How about everybody says something we've already talked about? I kind of want to see the chat go crazy and be like, "Well, if he talked about this, then he talked about this, then he talked about this." It'd be kind of interesting to see. Dog howling. That's awesome, man. We've talked about a lot already. David's got. Oh man, here he is, Karashi. It's so good to see you, man. I always know it's you because of your Patrick logo. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, David. Have you ever thought about how would you execute a Gymkhana style film? Vehicle, location, theme, specific shots, etc. I've always thought about it, right? Because it's always just kind of like in the back of your head. Um, to me, it would be I don't man. It's interesting because I'd always thought about what Drift Appalachia is doing right now. You might have seen it, but it's literally a drift event in the mountains of West Virginia and Kentucky on the public roads. Like that was always something I'd wanted to do. Um, Basically, that one was one. But the way I would do it would be very simple. It wouldn't be overly produced. It would be handheld footage on the outside or tripod footage on the outside, GoPro footage, and basically be something that a lot of people could do. Or I would do like a relay race where you had multiple stars of the video, right? So you'd have like one guy do a section, another guy do a section, another guy do a section. So that's how I would do it. Maybe like a love letter to my local drift scene. That's probably what I would do. Hi, buddy. What? Suzuki, another. It's basically just like the track content. It doesn't, for some reason, the algorithm just buries it. I've done a bunch of off-road content, but it just doesn't really resonate apparently, and the algorithm just says bye. Hello, can I help you? You wanna? What are you crying about? The plus speed David edition. Lowriders and mini trucks are cool. Very cool. Let's see. Lexus L. Yeah, LS 400 is great. That car's phenomenal. What? Go. Go see mom. He might need to go out. Yes. Sorry, I'm just letting the chat come back. Coyote swap a Maverick for your new daily? That would be sweet. A Maverick with a Coyote in it? That would be dope. That would be cool. I also thought about doing a New Edge Mustang, but with a 2.3 EcoBoost in it. Dude, come on. You already went out. No, no, no. Belchbat, essentially the reviews and my commentary stuff, like where I'm sitting here talking about something. That seems to be the big two that does the best. Mm, 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 mm. Anyway, yeah, I've done two. Not, I'm sorry, I haven't done the old Taurus SHO. How frustrating is it that you're talking into a camera, easiest, cheapest, does better than your build content? Very. But that also kind of, and maybe you guys can, and look, by the way, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you are honest with me on this question. I feel like more people don't associate me with car building per se, but that's just me. Because I've tried it all at this point. I've done the Mustangs, I've done the 240s, I've done a 7 year project, I've done the Hellcat Magnum, and they've all been kind of okay. So I definitely see more so if I'm more of like a commentator slash project car reviewer. I think that's how most people see me. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think that's how most people do. And I think that's why my project cars don't do as well as that kind of stuff. The only project that ever did really good was my 2J car. It was the only one. After that, it was kind of like didn't really do it as well. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. No, like, no, that I like that you guys are telling me these things. That helps me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It's feedback, right? And that's okay. Yeah, like, what I would love to do is two things, and I'd love to pitch this out to you guys. So, I felt like I had lightning in the bottle for this one recently. It was when the I did the sit down talk about the street takeover laws changing in Florida. That one popped off. And then I did the other one talking about the YouTube industry right now and how much it's changing with, all the big guys. And I really enjoy doing those videos. And at the same time, I think my second channel that I have, I think I would turn my second channel that I barely upload on into a broad commentary channel. So that format of video, but not just cars. So I'm not just limited. So I can talk about movies, video games, things going on in the world, news, all kinds of stuff, history. I can just do that. Right. And I think I would actually like to do that. Um, yeah. Oh no, Jeff, I did get the Denver. But yeah, that's how I would see it. Yeah, Sean, the reason it disappears for years is because I get scammed, and then everything is just a pain. Yeah, I guess I would be the car guy moist critical, right? That's I guess that's the way you would put it. That I think that's the elevator pitch, right? Because it's just funny how he just literally sits in his room and just does his thing. But the problem is, like, his channel, he can talk about literally anything, right? But with me, I'd be so limited to the car stuff. Car critical. That's actually a good name. That's a really good name. Sorry, guys. Letting these load. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people like what you guys are saying. It's true. I think a lot of people associate me in that way. But that's why I've been doing these live streams more because I kind of want to build a more personal connection to you guys rather than just be like, here's the car of the week, you know? Because I know people don't view me as a vlogger either. So it's kind of like trying to find that equal medium, right? So that's how I see it. Yeah, that's what I well, so the I will say this is yeah, I would like to do I would like to do a podcast, but it's time, man. I would have to hire people and I'm just not in the position to do that right now. But I would say um what's really interesting I would say is right around 2012 2012 I did car vlogs. But I feel like it was almost ahead of its time, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I just mean as in people just weren't used to it yet. And not even the ones with me driving around in Smurf. I mean, like before that. Before that, I did 3 episodes of very much like the style of what people do now. But it just didn't resonate yet. So I stopped doing that because the reviews were doing so well, right? So I put all my resources into that. But yeah, pretty is interesting to see everything grow. You know. Yeah, I just reviewed a boosted BRZ, same car, and that will be out fairly soon. Fernando, I did skateboarding content and it got no views, so I tried. You know, that's the thing about YouTube is experimenting, right? You just want to keep experimenting and see what happens. Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, the Quebec trips were so much fun, so much fun. My dad just texted me and said that second channel sounds like a great idea. So hi, Dad. What happened to your boy's blue Evo? I'm guessing which one? There's so many Evos. Yeah, see, Sean, that's a great way to put it. I appreciate that. That was fun. That was a good day. I play okay on guitar, and I don't really I don't do too much. I just play tabs because it's fun. Oh, when are you gonna review Adam LZ's cars? I reviewed a bunch of his cars last year, like a bunch. I did the Barra GT350, his R34, his S15, his Evo 5. I've done his Cream S13. Um, yeah, done a bunch of his stuff. Peterson and Pals, yeah, that was like a test to see how it would go, but I would execute it a lot better. Oh, side note, the hotel that my dad is staying in when I was 8 years old, all of our money, like our cash money, was stolen out of a room by a room service person in 1998. Remember that? The Drift Mansion is as fun as you think. Yes. Yeah, Sean. So it essentially did fail you because it was over a year ago. Um, Adam LZ GT350 review. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. I would just type in, let's see if it works this way. Give me 1 second, guys. I promise I'll answer questions. Yeah, just type in that dude in blue Adam LZ review, and oh, I did this chaser too. I did the chaser. Yeah, that completely left my brain. It's funny how that works. I have met Nakai from our WB. Yes. Very briefly. I mean, it was a handshake, and he got back to work. I was watching him build a car one time. It was really neat. Jack, I think so. Also, I think the on track stuff to a lot of people for some reason it doesn't resonate because it doesn't feel relatable, right? At least for me. Like road course stuff. Also, road course is incredibly difficult to show speed. Like when you're on the street, you can see the speed, but when you're on track, it's made to go fast, so it really dwarfs the speed. Um, so like if you want to see probably the best racing video I've ever put out, um, I only got 16,000 views and it came out a month ago. But yeah, like I got the sense of sorry, and I did all that thing and I won the race. But yeah, the algorithm didn't even send it out. It got sent out. Let's see how much it got sent out. 300,000 times. So it only got sent out to non-subscribers and subscribers 300,000 times. So it basically didn't exist. That's what's hard. The Jewish, wow, I have not heard that venue name in so long. I went there one time. One time. I went to the Norva more. Whoa, big storm outside. Hello, Doofus. Okay. A collab with Gears and Gasoline. Yes, it would be awesome. Funny story. That was the same day. It was a Gears and Gasoline collab. So here, I'll send you that side of it. And I've actually collabed with them 3 times. Oh, sorry, guys. Motorsports Park, yep. Yeah, Sean, it's just not trustworthy. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why sometimes you have to just swallow your pride and say it's nothing personal. It's tough. It can be tough. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? He's scared of the storm, guys. Sorry, guys. Puerto Rico, yeah. Yeah, why are you sad? He's very vocal. He's a little vocal schnauzer. Oh, Shoob. I was uploading 3 times a week at one point, and it just still was like killing me. What's wrong? Okay. No, I did not get to see the auto museum. Here, come here. Come here, buddy. Ugh. It's okay. It's all gonna be okay. It is storming right now outside of the office. Sean, that's a great question. I don't think so, because then the behemoths, like the big car channels, they wouldn't have these problems. So I don't think so. So I would probably want to drive obviously Barra stuff in Australia, and probably just the stuff I can't get here. You know what I mean? That would be the main priority. Yeah, him's a cute boy. He's just really stressed right now. Volcom clothes, Hurley hats. Oh no, Hurley clothes are comfy too. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know because that wouldn't make any sense. With people like Garrett who owns a racetrack and stuff, that wouldn't that would they would bury him. You know what I mean? That's the least friendly to the environment in their eyes. Have you ever thought about how to drift video? Uh, I have, but I don't think it would do very good. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry, I sound like a negative Nancy. These are just life lessons from over 10 years, right? Drifting for me doesn't do good. Track stuff doesn't do good. And those are kind of one and the same. So, yeah, people like what they like of me and then they choose what they like. Yeah, a lot of well-known like uh lifestyle brands puts a lot more cars on their stuff. How long does it take you to push videos out? An average edit's about 8 to 12 hours. So, filming just depends on where I am. Um, the car unveil videos, like when like a new car comes out and I talk about it, that takes about 12 hours too. Just from finding clips, downloading footage, making sure I don't copyright strike, getting the right music, that kind of stuff. I did do things with YouTube Shorts, but it actually decreased my CPM. So my ad rate for my long form videos went down because it diluted it, if that makes sense. So I think I'm going to make a secondary YouTube channel for just shorts. I think that's my next plan. Have you been to Wyoming? Yes. Hey, Super Chat. Thank you so much. Who influenced you to get into cars? Mostly pop culture. Sorry, Dad. I know you're not into it as much as I am. But my uncles were. Two of my uncles were. One passed away, rest in peace, and then the other had a Honda S2000, and that got me sort of into it as well. But it wasn't until like Need for Speed Underground and that kind of stuff that's what really got me into cars because it made me think of cars like art. Like basically building cars on underground. I mean, like, oh my god, I can have like a rolling art piece that makes me express myself. Like that's why I was super into it. But now and then over time, it was one of those things where when I lived in Virginia Beach, that's where it really took off because the car culture there was really good at the time. Why not hire an editor? The cost is just not worth it to me. Um, that's the thing is that I just need to stay consistent with myself to save money. That's the main reason. Would you ever do a collab with any other big YouTube channels? I have. I collabed with Corridor Digital. I've collabed with Roman Atwood. I've collabed with Adam, Garrett, or Cletus. Everybody, almost everybody in our circle, I've collabed with at least once. Yep, one man operation. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sorry, guys. I'm just letting the chat load. I will not be at the OTL car show, but I'll probably be there next year for more stuff. I always love going there. It's like one of my favorite places to visit. PRI. I don't know if I'll be at PRI, but I'll be at SEMA. I'm always at SEMA. Have you done any collab with Tavares? Uh, Technically, no, but I visited him recently just to say what's up. I was passing through town. Church of Petrol, thank you for the super chat, man. All your guys' help really means it, and it helps me stay alive when it comes to YouTube. So I always thank you guys for these. Best way for a road racer to learn drifting. I'm in your general area. I'll tell you what, if you're in my general area, shoot me an email, just thatdudeblue at gmail.com. If you're interested into drifting, just let me know. And also, I can let some of my friends know. And I drift at Caffeine Octane Linear Raceway across from Road Atlanta, and I can teach you. I can teach you how to do it. And no, I don't charge or anything. Just yeah, I just like teaching people. That's the best way to do it. Is just have somebody yell at you. It's the best thing. Ryan, no, I'd rather them say something. I'd rather them say something. Do you ever miss RVA? I miss some of my friends there. That's the main thing, but the rest of it, not really, because of how I was treated by the local police. That was one thing I really didn't appreciate, and it's one of the major reasons I left. Because they kept accusing me of things I didn't do, and so that was just one thing. I was like, I'm out of here. I don't miss having to connect every time I fly. I don't miss the very limited car scene that comes and goes. I've noticed that Virginia goes like this. It's like good car scene, bad car scene, good scene, bad scene. Virginia Beach, I know, has recovered a lot from their like downtime because the Langley's racetrack has a good drift scene now. So that's yeah, that's a big thing too. Yeah, Gavin's pretty close. I have yet to do a video with him, but I should. I absolutely should. I have done car reviews in Hawaii. That you would like that series. That's one of my favorite series I've ever done. Is my Hawaii series. You'd really enjoy it. So I'll go ahead and link that for you. Make life easy. There's a whole bunch of videos in Hawaii, so this is the main one. Papa T, not really, because anybody I beat, I appreciate because they put food on my table. So that's how I see it. It doesn't bother me when people say hi. But it's also one of those things for me, since I'm not as big, I can still go places, right? I can still go to normal places. It's only when I'm at like car shows and stuff where that like thing happens for the most part. Everywhere else, my life's pretty normal. How is Georgia in general as a place to live? It's wonderful. I love it here. I love it here, and it's the biggest car scene on the East Coast, probably. I would argue. When it comes to driving, like car shows and stuff like that, it's probably pretty close to like Florida and New York, but track ability and motorsports, this is the place to be. We have 4 racetracks and they're all accessible and you can always drive on them. That's why I like. Yeah, but here's the thing, in Tennessee, I'd run out of cars. I know I would. For me, I have to be somewhere where I need stuff constantly, and at the same time, in Atlanta, I don't need to connect anywhere, and I fly all the time. That's another main reason why I moved here was for the air travel. Other than the other day, right? That's it. 50% I would say come from Atlanta, or no, 50 to 70. I'd say 50 to 70% come from Atlanta, and then the rest is me traveling. Sean, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm like 30 something minutes outside of the city, and then I'm an hour from the mountains. DC. That just makes me think of like Tyson's Corner in Northern Virginia and the traffic there. I don't really have an answer for the cost though. You'd go a little bit more north than me, and you'd probably be pretty solid. Okay, so my voice is getting a little worn out, and I have to do some filming tomorrow. So I'm going to be answering a batch of super chats if they pop up. If not, then I'm going to end the stream probably in about 15 minutes. Um, but I just want to save my voice for tomorrow because I have a big day tomorrow. I have to fly to Miami tomorrow. Okay. D Dub, thank you for the super chat. I'll put your videos on while building one of my 4H22 A4 blocks for some entertaining background noise. Why for? Because you can never blow up enough engines. Anyways, keep up the good work, man. Well, you know what? You having that many backups is just smart. There's a really good saying where if you have a project car and you have a budget, add plus $10,000, right? That's you want that headway in case things go wrong. 5 to 10 grand will usually fix your problems. But that's why this is such an expensive hobby. People get into it and they just don't know what they're getting themselves into. 10K is maybe an exaggeration, but yeah. Best energy drink. I'm a Red Bull person, but Ghost is good too. I like Ghost a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm just saving my voice. No, I don't even drink, believe it or not. Too much driving in my life. Plus, it's not really for me. Sir, can I help you? Sean, thank you for the super chat, man. Man, you've been cracking out the questions tonight, but thank you for this. Chevy Rapid Blue compared to Grabber Blue. Oh, I'm gonna say Grabber Blue because that's my OG color. But Nitrous Blue, how about that? The sparkly Grabber Blue that was on the Focus RS. I like that one a lot. That's a good color, but the Rapid Blue looks good too. We obviously know what the inspiration was for Rapid Blue, so that's my what? What's wrong? But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Edwin Dela Cruz, thank you for the tent. Wow, thank you for the super chat. Hey, David, I just recently had my first kid. Congratulations, man. That is a big step, and I am proud of you. I also recently got a job working with cars. Unfortunately, they're mainly all BMWs. I hope you enjoy Florida. I go to Florida pretty often for car reviews. Buddy, come on, man. Here, I'm gonna make him happy. 1 second. Yeah, no. First of all, congratulations again. Two, yeah, BMWs can, if you don't have the right tools, because a lot of them have specialty tools, as you know, that can be a huge pain in the butt. But yeah, Florida is always good for filming cars. The geography kind of sucks because it's flat. Yeah, I call it tropical Kansas, but the quality of cars is really good down in Florida. But yeah, Edwin, thank you so much for that. Really means a lot. It really does. And congratulations again. Right, buddy? Yeah, congratulations. All right. Tuxedo Runner, thank you so much once again. I'll definitely let you know when I'm ready to chase. Hope to bring you along. Also, I should have my sensors by then. Love what you do. That'd be a cool video. I'd be down to do that. I would absolutely be down to do that, to film the kind of reality of that and how that goes and how it all works and all that kind of stuff. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I do not have cats because I'm actually allergic to animals, and he's purebred. He's the only dog that I know of hyperallergenic that does not affect me that much. He still does, but I'm hyper allergic to animals, which really sucks. I grew up with cats and I grew up with a dog, and we found out real quick that I was a bubble boy. Ooh, 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 ooh. The storm, yeah. Edwin, again, thank you, man. Most of our M3s are from Florida too. Hella F80s and G80s. I can definitely see that. And I hope they don't all have burble tunes on them. For the love of God, I hope they don't. Like the 12-second long ones where they just don't stop. But those F80s are really becoming like notorious vehicles, like for takeovers, but also the swimming through traffic people. Those guys drive me nuts, dude. But yeah, they'll like rent those things on Turo and do that, which is wild. The G80, I still haven't had that much love for the front face. It still hasn't grown for me. I still think of it as SpongeBob buck teeth, but I know they're very fast. I'm not saying they're not capable, but yeah. Do, 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 do. Him's getting silver hair. When we got him, he was pitch black, and now he has silver hair on his head. I'm sure most of those cars are stolen. Right? Is that right? He's side-eyeing me right now. Are you just annoyed that I'm ignoring you talking to people online? Yeah, he's ignoring me. Ghost is 3 years old. I'm still control. I play on sim at a local place called Torque Motorsports, but yeah, I don't own a sim at the moment. Form of VQ. Yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. I did do streaming on Forza years ago, and some other car games, but yeah, my Twitch account back in the day got stolen by a Russian hacker, so I gave up after that. After like 3 years of building it up, and they would never give me partner program on Twitch. I don't know why, but they just never would. It was very bizarre. Edwin, my God, the guy coming. Oh, hi, Joey. Edwin, thank you so much again. Imagine the amount of curb wheels we have to replace every time we get one in. Not to mention the amount of Michelin Pilot Sports we buy every week. That is a fortune. That is a fortune. I can't imagine. I know the curved wheels is expensive, but the amount of Michelin tires you're going through over and over again, my God, I cannot imagine that. And they're amazing tires, so it's kind of sad that they go to waste. Sean, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Should I set up a GTA 5 style remote detonator in my car so that if a chopping traffic guy steals it, he only ever makes one video? Dude, that'd be crazy. Where you just like call Lester, right? Hey, buddy, there's a guy taking my car. Or who would it be? I can't remember who had that in that game. I haven't played GTA 5 in a very long time because I was just like fatigued on it. But and I just want GTA 6 just like everybody else. But yeah, that would be that's is that self defense or nah? I don't know. In Georgia, it would be. It would be self defense in Georgia. I don't know about other states. My goodness. My goodness. Father Firefighter, thank you for the super chat, man. I know you're probably tired of hearing from me. No, never, buddy. But my 96 Mystic will be 100% ready to film in 2 weeks. Just saying, I'm picking it up in GA. Ooh. Send me an email because I am doing a filming day on in early August. So let me know if that works for you, but please send me an email and just spam it. Just spam the top of it, please. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. I promise you. I'm not ignoring it. I definitely want to do that car. Edwin, thank you again. That is the funniest thing said all night. It's self offense. I mean, he's not wrong. It's absolutely not wrong. Yeah, I'll probably be a day one GTA 6 guy for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Okay, sweet. I'm 33. When I shave, I'm 28. Funny story about 7-Eleven. That was because of their Instagram engagement skyrocketed when they started posting car content. So they were very smart and they leaned into it. I've been trying to do a collaboration with them a long time, but we don't have any 7-Elevens in Georgia, which is annoying. How you doing, buddy? I grew up with 7-Eleven, so they didn't bother me. You know what I mean? I know they're not like the nicest inside, but yeah, who cares? Ooh boy. Edwin, thanks again, dude. He's killing it today. Y'all better be careful. Bobby Ricky will be in GTA 5. Oh yeah, definitely. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? What are you doing? He just can't decide, man. All right, I'm gonna stay probably another 5 minutes or so. Killer Kyle, 215. Thank you so much for that super chat. Offering free labor. I'm local. Love your content. Keep up the hard work. I'm sure I could maybe find something for you, buddy, with all the crap I go through. So yeah, definitely email me. We'll maybe do something. But I appreciate the super chat, man. Absolutely. Oh my God. He just can't decide. Shout out from the last live stream. Thanks, Edwin. Again, my man getting it in there, dude. But yeah, Killer Kyle, thank you again for that $5. I appreciate that. I'll probably be streaming another about 5 minutes. 5 minutes or so. Unless a whole nother wave of these come in, I'm probably gonna just call it and save my voice. If not, then I'll stay forever. If they keep coming in, because to me, that's an obligation. You don't just ignore the super chats. So like I can't believe streamers do that, dude. That's wild that they do that. Teggy's fine. It's all right. It drives just fine. I might put it up for sale. I'm thinking about it because it would help me out a lot right now. But just thinking about it. Oh, Ghost is aired out right now. Look here. Oh, he was. He was aired all the way out. Yeah, Suzuki. It's not so much I feel like I'm taking advantage of them. It's or of super. It's more like acknowledge the people, man. They're helping you. Like that's what I mean. Five guys. Yeah, I've had five guys too. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Church of Petrol, thank you. You've got an emo for me on the drifting. Thanks, bro. Super generous. Opinion on Tail of the Dragon. I think it might be the best in the world. Ooh. Tail of the Dragon's cool, but it's very crowded unless you go at night, which is incredibly dangerous. So I like Tail of the Dragon, but Europe is hard to beat. Like if you're in like the Alps, like the French Alps or the Italian Alps, it is hard to beat. I know that's very far away, but that's hard to beat. Some of Kentucky near Mount Sterling is incredible. Um, a lot of roads in North Georgia are obviously incredible if you know where to go. But yeah, the tail's really cool, but you just get a lot of uh, red flags there. Let's just say that people crossing on double yellows, and that is always a bad taste in my mouth. Belchbat, thank you so much. Toyo triple eight. I got so used to saying triple eight. Or Mickey Thompson ET Streets. I would go the Toyo triple eight. The ET Streets are good, but I would go with the triple eight. That's just I've had a lot more experience with the triple eight, and that tire when it's warmed up has that's what a lot of the twin turbo Lambo guys use. They're not even using slicks. They'll use a triple eight. So it's been a very proven tire. Taxi Runner, do you want a special place for my review or a secret place? Got a cool place to review. I can do simulation. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just pitch me out an area and we can do something cool. It's not loading for some reason. Sorry. Second. Well, yeah, just going back to Church's question, the tail of the dragon is a dangerous road. And not a lot of people will tell you that. I mean, you need to like really pace yourself on that road. And a lot of people overdo it, mostly because say I'm a car, there'll be camber change in the road, right? So it might look like it's straight, but it'll teeter totter like just a little bit to unload that suspension like this. And that's why people go off. All right. One more minute. If anybody wants to do any more chats, go for it. If not, no pressure. I'm going to save my voice for a very important video tomorrow. And I'm going to try and get that video out basically ASAP after I film it. So it's going to be good. Okay, Edwin, back again. What? Thank you so much. What are your thoughts on Mercedes Benz, especially the modern disposable plastic interior compared to the modern Audi and BMW? I think peak Mercedes Benz is like 2017. Like 2017, 2018. I love those interiors. The twin turbo V8s or just the V8s and the AMGs are awesome. The E series I really like, the C63. I love all those cars. They all drive really well. I haven't been in the brand new ones hardly at all, to be transparent. It's just been a long time. But yeah, Audis and BMWs, they always have pretty nice interiors. Um, I drove the new M2 recently. The new M2 had a pretty solid interior. I liked it a lot, carbon seats and all that good stuff. And then Audis, I've just always loved their interiors. The only gripe I have with the Audis is the double screen thing that you'd have in the Mark 8 GTI. Same thing, where you have the double. I just want buttons. Give me buttons, and the Audi interior doesn't really get better than that, man. Steven, thank you so much. Want to go to Six Flags of Georgia to ride a coaster? Eventually, once life slows down, or even better, how about Air Force One at Fun Spot? That roller coaster is amazing, and nobody knows about it. And it's like 20 minutes from the airport. That ride is amazing. I rode it like a month ago. I really enjoyed it. Joseph, thank you. Can't decide between 2012 Boss 302 or a newer GT. Any thoughts? I would go newer GT, personally. It has a lot of the benefits of the Boss 302, and the Boss 302 is cool, but I would definitely do a newer GT personally. Yeah. Oh, by the way, whoever watched my last video, thank you for taking a chance on such an experimental video. But I just couldn't resist making such a goofy one. I kind of knew it was not going to do that well, but I was like, I'll give it a chance. Let's see what happens. Right. Just did a little bit different of a format. Um, but yeah, the algorithm buried it. So, which is understandable because people are like, what the hell is this? Um, but yeah, it was a fun video to make. It was a fun one. Thank you guys. Thanks, guys. All right. I think it's been solid, y'all. I'm going to go get some sleep. I need some sleep tonight because of my travel tomorrow. I have an early flight. But I appreciate every single one of you for coming to the stream. I had a really great time. I love doing these, guys. I really do. I really appreciate y'all as always. I know it's Wednesday. It was very random. But thank you guys. And I hope all of you have a great rest of your night and get some rest. Have a good day at work tomorrow. See you guys.